is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Suavemente. Sky's the limit, baby.
BoxingVoice.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Does that mean that you will fight Triple G later this year?
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me, so talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game could see the Boxing Voice.
Good morning, TBV, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another glorious day in the boxing world. Damn, we got a lot of news to announce. We might not talk about everything in depth, but we can tell you Billy Joe has officially signed with Matchroom, but that's not what we're here to talk about, even though Matchroom is one of the hot button topics today. We will be talking about Matchroom CEO, Chief Operator over there, the head honcho, Mr. Eddie Hearn, on multiple interviews saying that Dillian Whyte will be back later this year, and also a very interesting article by Thomas Hauser, the same man to uncover the positive A sample from UKAD and write the article that really sent waves through the boxing world, ultimately causing Dillian Whyte to go dark, lawyer up, and a cloud of darkness around that Rivas-Dillian Whyte fight. Now it seems that the same author has come out and titled a new article called "Letters from Team Rivas Lawyers Might Foretell a Lawsuit," and it seems Rivas has lawyered up. We'll tell you what that means, and we'll talk some boxing over here. Let me let you know, obviously you can call in to give us your opinion on this particular subject by calling in the number 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time, voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline, or add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation from anywhere in the world. Remember, you could download that app absolutely free on Android or iPhone at Marcus. Just head on over there, do your thing, and, have fun. Other than that, let's get on out to our co-host, Michael Gross in Indiana. Good morning.
Dillian Production.
I speak it, believe it, receive it, speak it, believe it.
BoxingVoice.com.
So when I stop him, y'all gonna say he was too weak. And he stayed out before he said it.
A man stand up for what he believe in, and when you stand up for what you believe in, you accept whatever consequences come behind it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yo. Good morning, everybody out there in the TBV universe. Back with another one. Tuesday, man. Damn it, Tuesday. But yeah, man, Oscar Rivas and team seem like they have lawyered up and are preparing for a possible lawsuit against the Matchroom and Eddie Hearn and maybe even Dillian Whyte. I don't know if Dillian Whyte can be a part of that lawsuit since he was the culprit, but we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, man, I want to see where this goes. Does Oscar Rivas have a foot to stand on? You know what I'm saying? Which I think he does, but we'll see, and we'll break that down more. And yeah, Eddie Hearn says Dillian Whyte will be back this year. So what's going on, Desmond? Good morning to you, brother.
Good morning, man. Yeah, man, just I seen the article late last night. I think you sent it to me, and Rivas lawyered up. It's what we expected, though, right? Like, we mentioned this on one of the earlier shows, and we figured that this would be the route, someone would take because it was so much riding on this particular fight. But Eddie Hearn seems confident, right? I mean, to say that he'll be back later this year. We're already in August, the 8th month. We only got 4 more months left this year. I mean, he seems confident. Maybe they know something that we don't know.
They always know something that we don't know, but I'm just trying to figure out what that is. Maybe something will come out later this week with a B sample that clears them. I've seen an interview with BT Sports they did with UKAD with BBOC that disappeared, so it's not on their site anymore. So I wonder if that has anything to do with a upcoming announcement. I just want to get some closure to this case. I want to know if he's going to be suspended by the WBC. I want to know what UKAD finding was, and I want to know what the B sample was. But I was going to ask you, were you surprised that Oscar Rivas chose to get UK counsel and not like bring a American lawyer from the States over?
I mean, maybe they wanted to hire someone that had experience with UKAD, and not just a big name lawyer to, get headlines. Boxing Scene has learned that Group Yvonne Michelle has retained UK counsel on behalf of Oscar Rivas to explore the possibility of a lawsuit against Matchroom Boxing, Dillian Whyte, United Kingdom Anti-Doping Agency UKAD, and the British Boxing Board of Control. So that just sums up your speculation as to whether or not Dillian Whyte would be involved. They're suing Dillian directly, Matchroom directly, UKAD, and British Boxing. They will attempt anyway. They will attempt, because right now they're just in the sending letter stage. But according to the article, this is how it's done in the UK. And probably this is why they hired UK counsel, Mike, because you got to send a letter from your attorney and on your behalf, and then you have to request information, and then they have to get 14 days to produce that information, and then if not, you can, I guess, commence your lawsuit.
I was going to ask you, why name Dillian Whyte in the? I know he's the corporate, so maybe you have to name him in the lawsuit. But why not name Eddie Hearn too? I know you named Matchroom, but Matchroom, did it name Eddie Hearn by name?
I mean, Matchroom is Eddie Hearn. His father is the founder, and he's the CEO.
Shouldn't Dillian Whyte be on the Matchroom banner too then?
No, because Dillian isn't a Matchroom fighter. You know it, and I know it. But if we need to repeat it to the listeners that haven't heard it in a while, Dillian has been on a fight-by-fight basis with Matchroom for a very long time. So that, and I'm only guessing here. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not acting like one on today's show. But that could be one of the reasons why he named him directly, because he doesn't fall under the banner. But I mean, I would name him directly because he's the one with the stuff in his system. He's the one I am fighting. He's the one that could cause the harm, allegedly.
But I'm just saying, I would name Eddie Hearn directly too, just because he was the promoter of the event, had knowledge of the case, and I know his Matchroom, so he did name him directly, man. He put Matchroom down. Nah, if you're gonna put Dillian Whyte name down, put Eddie Hearn name down too. That's all I'm saying.
I get you. I get you, man. On July 24th and July 25th, Boxing Scene reported that an A sample taken from Whyte by UKAD tested positive for small amounts of, I'm not even going to begin to try to pronounce this, but we'll get Jeffrey on both of these. Actually, all of it.
Epimethadyenone and hydroxymethadyenone, two metabolites of the banned drug dianabol.
There you go. So I watched Teddy Atlas's reaction to this. Teddy was adamant, so misinformed, Mr. Atlas, but very popular nonetheless.
What did he say?
He was on his show saying that the WBC was shameful because they had Dillian Whyte as a mandatory for 600 days. But we all know that is not the case. And, for a guy with that much boxing knowledge, he should have at least did a Google search before saying that shit on his very popular platform. That being said, he spoke of this, and because he was so pro Dillian Whyte. Now he's choosing to say, I gotta wait to see what happens, but he's saying he feels cheated. He feels hurt, like, especially if this is true, because he went to bat for Dillian.
Yeah, I must say he better, because he went on a fucking rampage for Dillian Whyte. Says other days, and you Wilder, who are you to tell him he has to go fight Ortiz? Who are you?
Yo, but Atlas is a born Wilder hater.
I already know, bro.
Born Wilder hater.
I already know. I've seen it on SportsCenter where he gave Wilder the worst backhand compliment I ever seen. Like, he was like, "Yeah, we got Fury and Joshua Laws and Ruiz, so I guess we stuck with a athletic puncher who doesn't have a lot of boxing skills that has been the best heavyweight." I was just like, man, how he hit me up like, nigga, did you hear Teddy? I'm like, man, yeah, Teddy, boy, Teddy on one, man. He do not like Wilder. I wonder if something happened between those two guys, or he just doesn't like his technique, or
it has to be something to do with the consistently proving them wrong, right? Like when you constantly on air telling the world that this man has no technical skill and all he has is power and he's a one-trick pony, but the pony keeps shining at every pageant, you look worse and worse. Like now, not taking a stance. Mr. Adamant over there, all of a sudden monotone. But, it is what it is. It was a good episode. He had his, again, he's informed though. Like he knows.
Yeah, Teddy know boxing.
He knows more than his co-host, and he was trying to teach his co-host. They talk sanctioning bodies, and they talk that good old WBO over there. And at least, Mr. Atlas, aka Adamant, knew that PBC fighters are not ranked in the WBO, and he knew and vocalized that, that's a top-ranked sanctioning body. He didn't say Frank Warren, so he ain't got his injection of hardcore yet, but he knows. So it was good, and, I just want to see the outcome, not from Atlas, but from the WBC and from UKAD. I would like to see Dillian Whyte back. That's why in my title I got prayer hands. I want that fight.
Absolutely. You and me both. I definitely want the Dillian Whyte in Wilder fight, but I don't know how likely that is. I mean, it might be a year or something before we get that because of the mandatory position.
Well, they said May, no? I mean, when everything was good, they said no later than May.
Yep. So we'll see how that plays out. But I do want to know if Oscar Rivas, how much they will push to take this to court, or will they settle for like a settlement outside of court? And I wonder, will those numbers be disclosed?
I mean, the number's probably not going to get disclosed. The exact number will get leakage. And I think he'll take a settlement as long as he could get the fight overturned. If it could be a no contest, which it should, if the adverse finding comes back true, then, it should be turned into a no contest. And then, Rivas should just be seeking financial, gain from this. Because Danny Garcia got it on the spot, right? Like, was that for the first fight? No, I think it was for that fight, right? Where Eric Morales tested positive and came in overweight as well? Or was that the first fight where he came in overweight and he had to pay Danny for the weight, and then the second fight he tested positive? I don't even know.
I just know they still let him fight.
Yeah, and all I know is for one of those situations, whether overweight or whatever, he got a check, and he told us on air on one of our interviews right here on TBV that with that check he bought that white Camaro he got. So
this is like eerily similar to that situation.
I guess, except that situation kind of was settled ASAP, right? Like they took care of that quickly, like that happened over the weekend, kind of like Dillian Whyte situation, except both parties were notified. It happened before the fight. They settled it before the fight. Danny's mom, I remember she didn't want him to fight. And, they made that decision. But So, according to Eddie Hearn, he expects Dillian Whyte to fight again this year. And, you know, he was asked some questions. I watched a couple of Boxing Social interviews. Shout out to them. You know, and he's saying basically that I also watched the IFL interview too. Well, he's saying only, you know, that he keeps getting asked questions on this case. And, you know, everyone wants this to be settled as quickly as possible. Because, like, basically he just can't keep giving out answers that he doesn't know. But what we keep hearing is, and I quote, "It's a private and confidential matter for him where all will be revealed, I'm sure." He goes on to say, "I know that him and his lawyers are working around the clock because the sooner it's resolved, the better." Which is everything we want to hear, but really nothing new on the situation.
I just hope we don't get to a point where they come out and try to sweep this under the rug and not disclose the B sample or not disclose how those drugs got in the system. I really want a clear and precise explanation on how these drugs got in the system and why they were there. Maybe it was a tainted supplement. Maybe it was intentional, but we have to know.
But are you going to believe anything that they tell you? I mean, 20-something days later, like, it's plenty of time to put together a plan.
Just give me the information and let me decide on my conclusion. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to tell me what the truth is. If you set out the information, I can deduce the truth from it. So, I mean, we say it all the time. Just like yesterday when Eddie said he was under contract and he has no say so. Nigga, we know Eddie got a little bit more money, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't stupid. So at the end of the day, you just give me the information and I'll figure it out for myself. Like, I don't like being led in a certain direction, especially with cases like this, you know what I'm saying? So just set out the facts and let the public decide on what they want to run with.
Yeah, for sure, man. Eddie Hearn also stated that basically he doesn't have no indication of a time scale as to when the situation will be cleared up.
So if he don't have a information or a time scale on when this shit gonna be cleared up, how the hell does he know if Dillian Whyte's gonna be eligible to fight again this year? He's lying about something.
Well, when pressed about it, he says, and I quote, no idea, other than they want it resolved ASAP because people are asking. You know, you're not going to stop asking me until it's resolved. I can't give you the answers. He will want it resolved as soon as possible. At the soonest possible moment, that will be resolved. I told you, this guy is a great player of words, bro. He's spinner, the spin doctor right here. But credit IFL for the quotes. They interviewed Eddie, and those are their direct quotes. But I don't know, man.
Let me ask you a question. I'm not trying to seem like I'm being racist or anything like that. Have we ever seen a slick talking? Besides King, I mean not King, but Prince Nassim Ahmed. Have we ever seen like a slick talking black British guy? Cause the white guys over there, nigga, Fury, Billy Joe Saunders, even Nathan Gorman.
Nah, because the black dudes gotta fall in line, bro. You can't get too big for your bridges.
Come on, man.
I mean,
come on, man. I mean,
it's no different, man. Color's color. You know that shit, man.
O'Hara Davis might be the biggest shit talker they have over there, but he's not that good.
Come on, bro. You
just
bringing up that name is disrespectful to.
I'm just giving you examples, bro. I'm sorry.
To other British fighters that put it down, and you're right. The white fighters in the UK talk slicker. Like I'm so excited. I was gonna make this a double show about the Billy Joe, but I'm like, you know what? We'll just hold off. But I'm excited because he's what you're talking about. I don't want to get into it, but like he's exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly.
You know, a dude that will push the limits, and now he's gonna have an opportunity to show us that talking is the real deal. But the issue for me is always going to be that Hearn had.
You're right, Sam Spencer. Eubank Jr. I'm sorry, Eubank Jr.
You're right. That is good. That is good. He is that. You're right. You're right. Who else they got? I mean, Anthony Yard. Anthony
Yard to a certain extent, you know what I'm saying?
Why, you don't consider him slick?
Is more confident than that slick area, you know what I'm saying?
I still think I'll fit him in that box though.
Now Tunde, you know, if you want to go with Tunde.
Oh, you know who else they got? Okoli. Okoli is that. Okoli is right. That. We overlooking some of them. Okoli is that. And maybe Buatsi to an extent. I haven't watched enough of his interviews, but like his face tell me he like just his face was. I swear, I know I'm crazy. I'm a body language dude, but like his face tell me like he could get grimy with you real quick. Like an argument could spark, and you gonna see a side that you ain't ready for or that you wasn't expecting. Like I see that.
Immigrant from I believe somewhere in Africa. He moved to the UK when he was like a kid or something. So. He said when he moved to the UK, all that shit was shocking to him because the way they did things in Africa was just totally different. You know what I'm saying? So, like far as like he gave an example about dogs. Like dogs were never in the house in Africa, but come to the UK, they got dogs in the house and shit.
So Thomas Hauser made it a point to point out that Eddie Hearn did an interview with Boxing UK. And the reporter asks, is the relationship with Yvonne Michelle okay? And Eddie's direct quote is, I don't think he's happy with the process, Hearns answered, but I think he's happy with the way that I handled the procedure. So obviously them hiring lawyers doesn't prove that, but yeah, do you think that he was cool with the way things went down?
Well, for those who don't know, who is Yvonne Michelle? Let people know who that is.
Well, he's the promoter of Adonis Stevens for many, many years. Never really, him and Adonis probably are still together. I believe he's got John Pascal. I mean, basically all the big Canadian fighters, you know, in one way or another, they've gone through him. Lemieux's always been with Eye of the Tiger Management. I don't know if he's ever crossed that Yvonne Michelle group, but, you know, Rivas, Better Beeve, like just
Alvarez,
so many.
Right?
I believe so. Just a lot, man, a lot. Even the other dude that was really, man, I think it was Lemieux early on, maybe. I don't know, but he has a lot, and he's got the bigger names. You know, he's done most of those Canada Montreal fights. You know, they've gone through him, but yeah. So I don't know. What's your thoughts? You think he's happy with the procedure, the way that it was handled? Huh?
I don't think he's happy at all with how everything like just started. Like, it's a bad look for them and their business partnership that Eddie Hearn and him might or may not have. By him not telling Yvonne what was going on, like as soon as he found out, then that probably made Yvonne mad or upset. You know what I'm saying? And maybe drew a line in the sand to where like, hey, I can only trust Eddie to a certain extent now because of what he's done in this situation. So, is he happy with what's going on? Absolutely not. Is he happy with the outcome and no news? I don't believe so. But like I always tell people, when the public find out, those guys been knowing what's going on for about 2 or 3 days, if not more now. So whatever's going on, I'm pretty sure they're trying to come to a resolution quicker than later.
So on August 9th, Stephen Taylor, health of JMW Solicitors, a law firm with offices in London, Manchester, and Liverpool, sent letters on behalf of Group Yvonne, Michelle, and Rivas to Matchroom, White, UKAD, and the BBC. The letters are not claim letters, but they ask for information that might be relevant to a legal claim. In the United Kingdom, litigation is likely to start with a letter of complaint in the form of 1, a lawyer's letter setting out the nature of the complaint, including the damage suffered. 2, a request for further information, which would be required to substantiate the claim. 3, A, requests a response within 14 days. So Whyte, according to the author, has denied any wrongdoing. Obviously, we know that. He took to his social media and said, and I quote, "I am so disappointed with the rubbish that has been said about me over the last few days. I have my lawyers dealing with it. I have been told that I can't talk about it for good legal reason. I was cleared to fight, and I won that fight fair and square." I think, and end quote. When he says for good legal reason, I think that he feels he was or isn't right, because when he went to this, and this is all alleging, but when he went to this meeting, I think he took his VADA results, and UKAD used that as some sort of backlog to say, well, something's wrong here. He can't be clean on one and dirty on the other. Then, I guess let him fight. The issue is, in that instance, when the A sample is questioned, the B sample has to be tested. So how do you go into the fight without testing that B sample? And if they tested it and got results back, why haven't we been given those? Because obviously they were negative results to allow him to fight, unless they were positive or he didn't open that B sample,
I totally agree, man. I totally agree. But if you're listening right now on YouTube, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. It helps with the visibility of the show. If you want to go one step farther, head over to patreon.com/theboxingvoice and go ahead and sign up to Patreon for as little as $3 a month and get more access to exclusive shows we did Untitled yesterday. So, yeah, man, enjoy.
So the author says that these are possible causes of action relevant to the information being sought by Group Yvonne, Michelle, and Rivas vary with regard to each potential defendant. So basically, depending on what they get back is really going to determine who and how many of the parties they can sue. Right? So he says, for example, it might be alleged that Matchroom breached a contractual duty of care that it was owed to Rivas and failed to disclose material facts. Whyte, on the other hand, did not owe Rivas a duty of care, but had other legal responsibilities with regard to the fight. A lawsuit by Group Yvonne, Michelle, and Rivas might also explore the question of how many other times, if any, the BBFC has allowed a boxer to compete after a positive drug test without notifying opposing camps of positive test results. So what that tells me, end quote, what that tells me is they probably going to want to settle, because if they start cracking open cases where like, yo, Anthony Yard allegedly tested and we didn't tell so-and-so, like they don't want to do that. And I would say they would probably settle. But the thing is, can you? I mean, I guess, yeah, if you're suing that entity, they have the right to settle, I guess.
Yeah, yes, definitely have the.
But that is that basically all that's left on that article. But Thomas Hauser is a great journalist. He's written books. He's been alongside Muhammad Ali in his day. I always credit him for the work he done on Gennady. He really put hardcore boxing fans on Gennady early in, before we even were able to watch Gennady on television, and had to seek out his fights on YouTube with Fuji something like that, and Kasim Uma. Those were the ones we had to see on YouTube. But if you want to contact Thomas Hauser, you can go to this article, and his email's in the bottom. Far too many letters to say here, but it's Thomas Hauser, the way he spells his first and last name, writer@gmail.com. So, yeah.
And for, all the listeners who have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so now. We are about 10 away from 107,000. So go ahead and push us over the top by subscribing to the channel. And again, smash that thumbs up button, man. You guys come here every morning. Don't you guys want new faces, new people in the chat? So by smashing that thumbs up button, it can bring new and more boxing fans to the channel. And you guys can interact with them. But yeah, man, Tom Hauser, I've heard a lot of it, you know what I'm saying? I haven't really know much in detail about him, but since he broke the Dillian Whyte case, have gone back and Googled him and seen He has been a damn good boxing reporter for a long time.
Who, Hauser?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Written books and everything, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know, right?
Alongside, he's been like in training camps with Ali, you know, pretty. We've had him on the show numerous times. I've interviewed him on video. You know, very soft-spoken guy. You know, he's even, his writing, bro, like, that's what I'm saying. You don't know where boxing can take you. His writing took him to basically be a consultant on HBO. And a lot of the fights that you yourself witnessed on HBO before its demise were like he was part of a committee's board, you know, where he gave his suggestion, you know, and that's really how Gennady got on that air, man. Gennady, think about it. I mean, K2 Promotions, have you ever seen them promote anybody other than fucking Klitschko? So, like, you know,
the smaller weight classes like Chocolatito and shit like that.
Same writer, man.
Oh, he found Chocolatito too?
I'm not gonna say he found him, but you know,
but
high
he
on
was
him,
one of the first.
high on him. And the thing is, it was a budget thing. It was a budget issue. You know what I mean? It's like, look, we got 28 million now, where we used to have 50-something million. Like, if you Google what they used to have,
yeah, it was a lot more.
It's like, yo, we gotta. How are we gonna compete with Showtime and all these stars that we built? We already told our audience that Amir Khan was hot, that Danny was hot, that fucking Bradley, all those guys are hot. Now Bradley has gone, Top Rank is gone, Golden Boy is gone. Like, you know, so they invented their own pound for pound, and they made programming, and the Fight Game came out and all that. And you know, it's no different right now. I'm kind of watching a show that I really feel like I need to get into it and go back from the beginning. It's called The Loudest Voice.
Okay.
It seems like a political show. I mean, it's definitely a political show, and it seems like I've only watched one episode, and I watched the episode so far into this world of the show because I don't know what season it is. I don't know what episode I just watched, but in the episode that I watched, it revolves around whoever ran Fox News at the time that Trump was running for president. So that dude gets hit with a lawsuit for sexual harassment. But they're trying to essentially say that he was the puppeteer behind everything that was Trump. That Fox News's bosses kept coming to this particular guy like, yo, you got to give equal coverage. And he's like, bro, nobody cares about the other candidates. Whatever Trump says is gold, and fuck what you saying. And basically how he was this powerhouse in Fox. Like he wasn't the owner, and the owner would show up with his sons, and his sons would threaten this old dude who couldn't even get hard anymore, filling up on all the women in the building. It was crazy. So I feel like I need to go back and watch it.
I forgot
especially
dude's
since
real
I'm
name,
not.
but I heard of that legal case where he got fired from Fox News. So.
And he thought he couldn't get fired. The dude thought he was bigger than Fox, bro. Like, I mean, he was running shit from that one episode.
He was smart though by covering all that Trump shit. He understood back then what we all saying now, that anytime Trump says something, it goes, motherfucker. His tweets go on CNN. You know what I'm saying? So just it's crazy. But 9:35, man. Don't we have Deon the Equalizer Nicholson coming on?
We sure do, and I think I see him on the line. Deon Nicholson.
What's up,
the
man?
The Equalizer. Good morning,
blessings
man.
to you, man. Blessings.
Absolutely, man.
Good morning, man. How y'all doing?
We're good, man. But I see God is good, man. Everything has worked out, and you're able to get back in the ring. So I want to, obviously thank you for coming on the show, taking out the time. I know you're even on Central Time over there, so you're up earlier than us. And we appreciate you doing that, man. Getting up with us, rocking out, and really just telling us the entire story, man. Walk us through it, because even we had to find out everything that was going on through your social media. Your Instagram really kept us informed. But what exactly caused you to step away from boxing, and what has brought you back?
It was some testing that came back wrong. That was really off. And I had to go through further testing with the Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville, Florida. And testing come back that everything was good, man. Basically, everything was good. So I just look at this situation, man, as just something that it really took me away from boxing to get me to clear my mind, man. And I also dealt with a few injuries too, man. That I just took that time to lay back and let my body heal too, man. So now I'm back. All praise due to God, man. I'm just ready to get back to work, man.
So what exactly was the initial test claiming?
Test claiming that some of my EKG, some was on my EKG.
And
to keep it real brief.
So now you've gone
through
the appropriate
more testing and the appropriate test. Like I had to take numerous of tests and everything good. Everything good, which I thought was good in the first place. You know what I mean?
What were some of the other injuries that you occurred, and are they completely healed now?
Yeah, I'm healed now. I had an injured right hand. I had an injured left hand. So shit, man. My hands feel good now, and man, I'm ready to go, man. Ready to get back in this thing and get in these ranking, man. Like I was saying before I left, I was dropping down to light heavyweight. And I was looking forward to do that in August, which they here in Tuscaloosa, which they announced my comeback. JD's announced my comeback, and shit, man, I'm just looking forward to getting back in this thing and taking over, man.
Give me your mindset when you came back from all those extra tests and the doctors came in and said, "Hey, man, everything's good. You're able to box again." What went through your mind and what was the emotion that you went through when you found out that everything was good, everything was clear?
Man, it was just like me getting out of jail, man. It was the best feeling of my. I know it sounds bad, but the best feeling of my life, man. And it made me just 10 times more hungry. You know what I mean? So I never took nothing for granted, man. I always trained hard, but man, it just made my mentality even stronger. It just made everything I do 10 times more stronger, man.
So Deon, man, obviously, I want to ask: are you still with Jay Diaz? And if so, in terms of management, if so, what do you guys got lined up for the comeback? Because I know when you had to step away was the worst part, really, of anybody that follows you, because it was going to be, the time that you come to New York, you fight on a major card, and you weren't allowed to do that.
I'll be back on the major card really soon. Like now we'll focus on getting me a tune and I'll be right back. I'll be right back in the mix. One of the goals is to I'm gonna drop down to light heavyweight. Like I've been walking around at like 183, 184 now. So I've been keeping my weight. Down. So I'm dropped down.
Now that's something
like
you've been wanting to do for a while now, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm doing. I told you I made 175 easy, man. I possibly can make 168.
So you think that your return would be at light heavyweight, or will you return as something a little simpler to make just to get back in the groove of things?
Nah, I wanna, like I say, I'm light heavyweight. When I come back, it's light heavyweight.
Nice.
175.
Any are you targeting this year or are you targeting next year? Because I seen you kind of stay in the gym, right? You stood in the gym throughout all of this, no?
Oh yeah, I stayed in the gym because I had the pot cooking, man. I had everything going on. I didn't, I don't want to let my left hand know what my right hand doing. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So I was working on things, but I just didn't want to, just tell everybody what was really going on, because I didn't know whether it was like facts or what was going on. I didn't know whether it was facts, and I was so emotionally disturbed, man, because you have to look at a person like me going through what I've been through, prison, and all my life it was something obstacles, man, and to hear something like that, it was very devastating, man. So my emotions was everywhere. But to hear that everything is okay and I'm okay to get back in the ring, man, that just go to show how God works, man.
Now, this the doctors in Florida, obviously your second opinion doctors. Are you planning on getting a second opinion to the second opinion?
No, it's not. It's not really a second. To be honest, bro, it's not really a second opinion. I don't want to go too much in detail right now, but it really is. It's really a first opinion. Just to be honest with you.
Okay.
It's really a first opinion. To be honest with you. Yeah.
Well, since you are moving down to light heavyweight, we have a light heavyweight title fight coming up next weekend. I wanted to know your thoughts on Kovalev versus Anthony Yarde. How you see that fight playing out?
Both of them garbage. Both of them garbage. I see Kovalev knocking on Yarde out. Like I was telling y'all, Yarde, man, he ain't what people think. He just look good, man. He got the body. He got the body for boxing, and he got the attitude for boxing. You know what I mean? I don't try to knock nobody, but he ain't what people think he is, man. When he get hit, he go in that shell, man. He and Kovalev, he a big puncher. But also if y'all can get in on the inside and go to the body, Kovalev, he don't like body shots. You break him down and go to the body, he can get the win. So it's a chance that he can win. But I in that fight, I'll take Kovalev.
Yeah,
just
man.
Because of the experience that Kovalev possesses, and you know, I don't think Yarde can take no punch. I'm just be honest with you.
Now, we've seen Yarde, you know, kind of pull out of fights before, but he chose to go to Russia for this fight. Like, they really feel confident. None of that changes your opinion that maybe they feel they got the number. The blueprint is there with the Ward fights. You know, he's younger by almost 10 years.
He nothing like Ward. He ain't nothing like Ward. He ain't nothing like Ward.
I mean, I'm sure you've seen his trainer said that he thinks he's better than Ward.
Nah, man, they lost their damn mind. He ain't near better than the Ward. There ain't even no comparison.
I mean, a win like this would change your opinion, though, right? Because this would be a huge leap up in competition.
Like I said, if he get that win, you know what I mean. I give credit where credit due, man. I mean, you have no choice but to give him credit. I ain't no hater, you know. But from my opinion, for me seeing what I've seen, I don't think that he's who they say he is. You know what I mean? And I was one of the ones that wanted to expose that.
For sure. So, man, how's it been being in the gym, man? I seen you doing a little bit of everything in there, staying sharp. Talk to me about, being back. When were you cleared to spar again?
I was cleared to spar it's been over a month. When I went to Jacksonville and got everything set up. I was just waiting on my paperwork and everything to go through and stuff like that. So I knew from my testing that everything was good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've been sparring, putting in work with a lot of different guys.
For sure.
So I'm ready to go, man. If they told me I had something next week, I'd be ready.
For sure, man. Mike, Mike having a little bit of issues over there. So what, who are you? Are you guys looking at anybody specific for the comeback? And what time frame you targeting?
What name? Marcus Brown. He lost against Pascal. That's who I was targeting.
Marcus Brown?
I was targeting Marcus. Yeah, I was targeting Marcus Brown. That's who we wanted. That's who we really wanted because he's a young and a good fighter, man. And like I say, I'm in this to prove a point, man, that I'm the best, you know. And but he just lost against Pascal. Man, I would love a fight with Pascal. I would love a fight against him.
And you think you can get that? Though I mean, those are high-level fights. So those are marquee fights.
I can guarantee you that I'll be in fights like that sooner than you think, man. Like once all it takes is for me to hit that main screen one time, and people see the type of aggression and the type of fighter I am. I attract people from the way that I fight, man. People gonna love to see me fight. They gonna already be trying to match me up with guys like that. I'm telling you. And I'm accepting all opportunity. I don't turn down contracts. If everything's fair, I'm not turning them down.
Mike, you're on mute.
We ain't running. We ain't running from nothing. We out here.
Well, Deon, man, I want to thank you obviously for coming on. Mike is having these issues with his mic, so he won't be able to ask you anything else. But do appreciate you giving us the time, man. When you do get something concrete, when you're back in the ring or an opponent, please come back. Let us know so we could do it again and inform the listeners. Especially if you're saying it's going to be sooner than later, man. We want that info.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, it will. It'll be this year. I'm trying to fight twice this year.
Nice. Now, you going to stay in Alabama or are you coming over to the East? I mean, you are in the East, but are you coming to New York? Because that's where you was going to be.
Wherever Jay get me up, I'm with it.
Okay.
They say here, we going.
All right. Well, any social media you want to give out before so anybody who hasn't followed you can do so?
If you want to follow me, you can follow me on Facebook at Deon Nicholson, or you can follow me on Instagram at Deon Equalizer.
All right, well, Deon, man, thank you up early for us, man, and giving us that information. Happy that God has blessed you with the opportunity to get back in there and love and give you, the opportunity to continue to support your family, man. We wish you the best. Can't wait to see you in the mix at 175, man.
Man, thank you so much for having me on, man. I really appreciate y'all, man.
For sure, man. Let us know when camp starts. We there. There you have it, Deon Nicholson, the Equalizer, coming from that Deontay Wilder gym. Marcelo, I hear you now, champ.
Hey, everybody in the chat, am I still with a fucking echo?
I hear no echo.
Bro, I heard it in the chat. Like, I ain't gonna lie. That's why I left and restarted Skype and everything.
For sure. Let me go out to these callers, man. We got a couple callers on the line. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline with me, myself, Nestor Gibbs, Nest GTO on Instagram and Twitter, and my co-host, Michael Gross. Now, that was Deon Nicholson, the Equalizer, coming out of that Deontay Wilder gym, signed to Deontay Wilder's manager as well. We are talking Dillian Whyte, returning later this year, according to his promoter, Eddie Hearn, and the fact that Team Rivas have sent out letters and are looking for legal action, but Rivas and Yvonne Group Michelle have definitely lawyered up, seeking more information. We're going out to our sponsors.
How surprised were you when he said Marcus Brown and John Pascal was the level opponent he was targeting?
I mean, I'm not really that surprised because, you want the top.
Absolutely.
That's why my question to him was, does he really think he could get him? Like, you got guys calling out Ryan Garcia and they can't get him, right? So it's true. It's always levels, The thing is, can you get who you want? And when are you going to get who you want?
Exactly.
But that's always the fun thing about the sport in terms of following it, seeing who has that ability to do like a Shakur or a Lomachenko, even a Rigo, where they fly up the ranks. They might not get every single person they want, but they get to a position of power quicker than others. But
Devin.
Yeah, that's right. He's going to put it on the line September 13th.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes. These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Going out to...
Straight to the point for those with attention deficit. I'm so repetitive, so I gotta repeat. Stainless from the streets to the deep. I'm coming with that heat. All you need to know about me, I'm coming with that heat.
Yo, Stainless, what's the business?
Uh-oh. Working, Stainless? No talkie-yorkie right now? All right. Going out to... Stainless probably at work or driving the kids.
Doing something like that. You know what I'm saying? Being responsible.
Mr. P.B.
Oh, there he goes. What up, Stainless?
Yo, my bad, man. I'm off today, so you know I'm smoking my third blunt already.
That nigga was over there passed out. That's what it was. He over there slumped.
I'm on my third blunt, so I forgot to push to unmute it. Man, you know I got to talk about this bullshit on this. It's hard to tell if it's more bullshit with the Dillian Whyte or just more bullshit from Eddie Hearn, man. Like, I'm so sick of that cat, bro. Like, I'm happy to hear he signed Billy Joe. Hopefully we can see some good fights from him and he'll be more active than he's been in the last few years. But I'm so tired of that motherfucker, bro. Like, he always got them excuses. Like, ain't the A and B, ain't they both from the same you know what I'm saying? They take them both from the same sample. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like it's, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like they got to get a different sample. So it's what, 2 weeks later?
Piss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same piss.
So how are we still waiting on, you know what I'm saying? Some shit. So that, like, I ain't understanding that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then Eddie, he always talking off the side of his neck anyway. So I can't even believe half of what he say, or I can't believe none of what he say, and I can't even believe half of what I see from him, because even that be some smoke and mirrors half the time. So I don't even know what to say on that shit. But I know it's the morning show, so you know what I'm saying? As I always say, please make sure you push the thumbs up and share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. It's TBV for life. And if you ain't on Patreon, it's because you're stupid. Peace.
Stainless, man, good morning. Thanks for calling in. He said he on his third L already, bro. You need some fire, man. You need some fire if it's like that, right? I can't, yo, there's no way.
Tolerance, man.
Nah, no way I could do three.
You see Snoop? Snoop and some niggas got tolerance, bro, for real. And I know him, man. Snoop the story, he's like, bro, niggas in the hood smoke weed like cigarettes, man, nigga.
I hear you, man. I hear you. I don't know, man. You gotta go looking for that right THC count, man. Gotta know what you want. Anyway, we got JD.
JD, motherfucker.
There's a lot of things I like to move, so just try to get on my game. I don't know why they gonna call me for I'm a 54 pounder, but I have a brother on 60.
What up, JD?
Damn deal, fellas. Real quick, the guy is Deon Nicholson, right?
Yes.
The Equalizer.
Yeah, you know, he actually, about 2 fights ago, he fought a little guy from Marshall, Texas that, I mean, the guy was a kid, I think he was like 16, 15 when I was going to that gym, but I was following him. He turned pro and he ran into the Equalizer, and shit ain't work out good for him, but I like his confidence, but all right, you know how I be trying to find these guys and follow them from when nobody know them, you know what I'm saying? And I try to pick them up. So I like Deon Nicholson like that, right? But it almost come across like he hating on Yard, and I would think it would work in his favor if he if he like big him up. You know what I'm saying? That way, when he run into him, because I think eventually it's gonna happen. Because I do think he's that good, but it just seems like you should big him up. That way, you get the full credit when you dethrone him. So, but as far as that Dillian Whyte, y'all know how I feel about that character, man. And no comment on that shit. But shout out to Deon Nicholson, though.
Cut it.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Last time I checked, I was the man on these streets. They call me residue, I leave blow on these.
Yo, what's good?
You the man.
Hey, good morning, TVB.
Good morning, what up?
Man, y'all get me through the day. What's good? And, man, shout out to everything that's going on in PBC world. Floyd Mayweather, the #1 box rec, was good. And this Dillian Whyte stuff is getting old, bro. So, I mean, I don't really have that much to comment on it, really. Eddie Hearn knows how to move. He got that mouthpiece like Senior Candy. And that's really it, man. It's really hard to talk about this stuff. It's really boring. And shout out to TBV and Mr. Dazn is dead. Shout out to Dollar DiBiase for killing him. H Money looked like a mole rat, and that's my call.
Going out to GAT and actually, nope, we got a UK caller, I think, or long distance. Mitty, is this you? I got to write this down. Mitty, is it always going to be from this number?
Yo, Mitty.
Somebody in the UK, 44207. Hello.
Got that 44 with me.
Is that KO maybe? KO, is that you?
Any UK nigga say hey.
Long distance. If you're calling long distance to the boxing boss.
We'll come back to you, man, but we talking to you.
Yeah, I don't have that number here for sure. So we'll come back to you and try you again, buddy.
New caller.
Chicago, talk to me.
What up, Chi-Town?
JT, what up?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
What up, though? What up? Hey, I was just calling in. I got just a few things to say. For one, hit that likes up button. What's going on, y'all? Hey, hey, bro, what part of Indiana you in?
I'm in Indianapolis.
Indianapolis? Oh, you a ways away from me, bro. But anyway, all I got to say is Dillian Whyte a piece of shit. I'm hoping that B sample come back the same as the A sample, and I'm so fucking happy because I can finally listen to the show in peace now. The H Money is gone because he got on my last fucking nerve. I know y'all liked that energy shit, but I hated it. Like, this nigga is literally all over YouTube right now trying to find a home, and don't nobody want him. So I'm glad as fuck that nigga gone.
JT,
Mr. fucking Dazn.
Yeah, man, you can't insult everybody.
Hit that thumbs up though. Y'all be safe, bro.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for calling in. Out to Majid
and
in Florida.
Sorry. DiBiase. Hold on, man. I gotta make a PSA. Dollar DiBiase, man. Don't be tagging me no bullshit ass songs and posts, nigga.
Let me go to Majid in Florida. Talk to me.
Hey man, shit, I just wanted to show some respect for y'all being on here in the morning time, helping me get through work again, and I see the topics, but I just called in because that's what I do. I'm just on some shit like whatever Dillian Whyte gone with that B sample, I've called bullshit as long as it took. I feel some type of way that everybody boosting up Yardie like he proved anything to us, and I guess I'll just ask y'all a question. What has Yardie done to make us even believe in him? I'm asking a question.
His name is Yard, not Yardie.
Yardie. I don't care what his name is. We know who we talking about. I'm just asking, what has he done to even give him a valuable shot at Kovalev. Kovalev done a lot.
He got there with the mandatory though.
Bro, he done fought nigga 19 fights, 20 fights.
Yeah, I've been following Kovalev for a long time. I've been following Kovalev for a long time, and I feel like he put in suitable work to show some respect. So I'm just trying to see, other than him getting up on that spot, what has he done besides his physical stature?
What did Ocampo do to get a shot?
Nothing. He ain't do nothing. That's just it.
Velasquez do to get a shot at motherfucking Terrence Crawford?
He just going up the rankings like everybody.
What did Romain Stavern do to get a second shot at Deontay Wilder? Don't call it shit.
That's cool. Shut up, Mike, man. Stop being disrespectful. I don't do that to y'all, but that's all I was asking, Ness, man. Good shit on the thing. And Mike, grow up. I'm out.
It's so sensitive, man. You ain't got to tell me to shut up, bro.
I mean...
Just fucking with him, man. You could have let him stay, though. I'm just poking him, man.
He said he out. I ain't taking him off because of you. But yeah, man, that it looks like that's it. We got a couple callers on Block Talk, but you haven't pressed 1. So if you want to talk, you must press 1. If not, yeah, man, that's about it. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. Don't forget, you can hit that thumbs up button, future, present, past. You know, showing your love for the show obviously gets us to come back multiple times. We've been turning it up quite a bit around these parts. So, yeah, man, if you want us to come back, just, share the show, drop some topics in the community page, help us out. We got Mastermind Joseph in Big Supermax in Texas. Talk to me. Joseph, unmute, or you just listening?
My bad. I just wanted to call in and say, because, man, I hate Teddy Atlas. His commentary sometimes, he's so over the top. He's obviously very biased. And he may have some truth to say, that Wilder isn't the most skilled, yeah. But Wilder has the ultimate equalizer, bro. He got a sledgehammer in his left and right hand, and that's all he needs. So, I've tried to sit through his podcast, man, but I just can't sometimes. You know what I mean? It's just too much.
I tried to, Joseph.
Too much bias. You know what I mean? And usually I can deal with like I can deal with bias. Like, I listen to Paulie Malignaggi's podcast, and he shits on Canelo like every chance he gets.
Well, he's
just worse.
I don't know what happened, man. Because he been hating on Canelo like for a long time.
It was when they pulled his credentials. So Paulie criticized Canelo about the clenbuterol thing, and they pulled Paulie's credentials to commentate on a fight for BBC. And ever since then, he's been going at Canelo every week. So they fucked with his money, so I can't blame him. But appreciate the show. Hey, are y'all gonna come back with that other news you just posted, Mike, or you don't know?
Yes, I don't even know about it yet. I don't think so. We don't know yet. But
hopefully y'all come back with that. Hopefully y'all come back with that. But that's my call.
Shout out to my Mexican brother, man, Joseph. He like beer, he like guns and football. My kind of guy.
We got a new caller. What looks like Minnesota.
Oh yeah, speaking of Minnesota, shout out to Marlon Soul Icy Sims, man. He got a victory over the weekend.
I spoke about it Sunday.
Big ups to Marlon, man.
New caller Minnesota. Talk to us. Who's this?
Yeah, this is Joseph Brown. How y'all doing?
We're good. What up, Joseph Brown, what's up, man? I've seen you super chat. What's going on?
Yeah, man, just wanted to get on the call and, just tell these guys, man, y'all come on the boxing voice every day, and y'all never smash that like button. I don't understand. Y'all sit in the chat for 17, 20 minutes at a time, and y'all don't want to hit that like button. They give y'all the news every day. That shit don't make no sense to me. But, yeah, I just think it's crazy that Eddie Hearn continues to do what he does, and everybody gives him so much flack for it. I just don't understand it. It's just mind blowing to me that he can continue to, to lace his pockets at the expense of his fighters and other fighters that he's doing promotions for. And his greed is very dangerous for the sport of boxing, and I think it's something that we should not be sitting here praising this dude because he doesn't deserve praise. He actually deserves us constantly keeping the spotlight on what he's doing because he's affecting the sport in a negative way. And that's all I wanted to say.
Well, thank you for calling in, Mr. Brown. Appreciate the kind words. Obviously, wish everybody hit that thumbs up button, man. Helped us grow. It would be beneficial for all listeners and viewers alike, man. We would get the, I'm trying to get Margaret Goodman on,
Margaret Goodman.
Yeah, from VADA.
VADA,
Answer
yes.
those questions. Stop speculating, man.
No,
So
right? And big ups to
hopefully,
fucking Bread Man for all that information he gave us, man. God damn.
To who? Bread Man?
Bread Man, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna hook me up. He's gonna hook me up for later on this afternoon because obviously she's on West Coast time. We got a boomerang of Gabe. I see you in Salt Lake City. We coming to you in a minute. We got JD on the boomerang tip. What's up?
What up, JD?
Piggyback off what old dude said, man. Listen, Hearn don't. It seems to me like integrity is non-existent when it comes to him. I mean, you can that's a feeling you get when you watch his interviews and how he be trying to play these instead of being real. Like it's the saying, "Real recognize real." You know what I'm saying? And dudes is looking, unfamiliar, but. Oh boy just called in and said something about yard. Why do people, some people do this? Like when it comes to certain fighters, they got to deserve it. You know what I'm saying? They got to. Well, I guess when it's a real threat, you know what I'm saying? Then they got to deserve a Kovalev fight. Man, Kovalev out here getting stopped by Alvarez. I mean, who is Kovalev? Why has his name even been brought up with Canelo anyway? I mean, he lost to Ward twice. Who is Kovalev?
He's a
really?
champ, bro. Stop disrespecting, bro. He's a two-time champ in that division, and he's fought the best, and he's still considered one of the best.
Go look and see who Kovalev re-won that belt when he lost the yard. Start with an M.
He won the rematch.
He two-time champ. Two-time champ.
I'm just saying.
Okay, cool. But who was Alvarez?
And then he beat, and then he lost it again. Actually, a three-time. He a three-time.
What I'm saying is, if the guy he beat,
who he beat though,
a title shot, then Yard definitely deserves one.
Oh, okay, I get what you're
exactly.
saying.
That's what I.
Listen, man, but we know. Listen, over here on this show, we know how it works, and how it works is. The sanctioning body that your promoters align with, you gonna go up them rankings. There's no denying that. Like Yard is there because there ain't no PBC fighters in the WBO, so it's easy to get to the top.
Real quick, Ness. That Deon Nicholson. Who does he fight first? Because it seems like he need a fight to put him at that level. Who does he fight first that give him credit?
I mean, he said he'll take Marcus Brown. He said he'll take Marcus Brown off the laws. He'll take Pascal. People thought Pascal was finished.
You can fight what's the guy?
Hot Rod is a good fight. Hot Rod is a good fight. But that's like a tough risk, low reward. You know what I mean?
Fonfara is another fight.
Yeah, that's all I got though, man.
I mean, Fonfara is good name for him. Yeah, I guess I ain't gonna hate on that. Fonfara kind of been out of it for a bit. I mean, I think he just came back.
South, Sean Moneyhan. You know what I'm saying? That's all them nigga names off.
I think he just came back from Fonfara. I seen him like on a card somewhere. We got Gabe in Salt Lake. Talk to me.
What up, Gabe?
Yo, what's going on, TBV? Good morning to you, gentlemen. But I just hopped on late. What's the topic? Let me get on it real quick.
Dillian Whyte, man, where's that B sample? But Eddie Hearn says he'll be back this year.
And Rivas' team has hired lawyers, and they sent out, letters to Eddie, Matchroom, Dillian Whyte, BBFC, and UKAD seeking more information, but they're also following the protocol of the legalities in the UK, and this is how you commence a lawsuit if you're going to file for one.
And they got UK counsel.
Okay.
Yeah, and they hired UK
Okay.
counsel.
Okay. I get it now. But yeah, everyone's giving Eddie Hearn a bunch of shit, saying that he's not doing it right, not transparent. But if you really look at all the promoters, man, they're probably doing the same fucking shit. Everyone's just hating on Eddie because he's doing what he needs to do for his fighter. You know what I mean? But I know it's fucking shameful because, there's no transparency, but I'm assuming Heyman's doing the same thing, but Heyman doesn't talk to anyone. Oscar's doing the same thing. Bob's doing the same thing. They're all doing what's best for their company and their fighter. But, that's my call. Go support TVV.
After Yard beat Kovalev, I hope they do like another podcast role for like Canelo and Yard.
Yeah. If I just don't think that if Yard goes to Russia, knocks out Kovalev, Canelo's gonna be like, sign me up right now. We got Aaron. Talk to me.
Morning, fellas.
Morning.
Talking about this White situation again. Have you ever seen a B sample take so long to get back?
Never. That's why we trying to stay on the neck of this situation, man.
I mean, manual charge shit took a while, didn't it?
So,
manual charge. We didn't even highlight that. We didn't even know what was going on, bro. Like that was some old. That was the weirdest situation, bro. Like he tested positive, and A sample, B sample came back clean, and no one, like we found out from his Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, the more time goes by, the more people are going to try to forget about it, and Eddie Hearn's trying to sweep it under the rug. Then my other question is this: with the IBF and WBA dropping him from the rankings and the WBC suspending him, who would even sanction the fight if he did come back? I mean, he's only in the WBO rankings right now.
That's all they need, bro.
Would any of the organizations sanction?
That's all they need is
okay.
one.
So then he'll be a WBO fighter.
Plenty of Frank Warren top-ranked fighters that sound like that.
Yeah, but how's White going to talk about getting a title shot or anything like that when he's not in any of the other rankings?
Because the WBO is still a sanctioning body. The WBO is still a sanctioning body, and White's highly ranked, and he's number 3, so he could easily fight an eliminator with Tyson. Tyson could get dropped out of the rankings if he eventually gets a vacant title shot versus Kurbret Pulev for the IBF, if Ruiz drops it. I mean, according to Eddie Hearn, all the commission and sanctioning bodies know of the fight with Joshua, and they're all on board, but we've seen stranger things happen.
Let me ask you one other question. Would any organization in the U.S. sanction a fight? I mean, how would it be for White to fight in the U.S.? Does he even have that possibility or no? With
absolutely right. Some commission,
UKAD or VADA, or
damn right. Out of the 50 states, one commission will sanction that fight. I've seen Texas do some crazy shit down there.
Yeah, this is wild, man.
Just like Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis fought in Memphis. Somebody had to sanction it, you feel me?
Yeah, I don't see White fighting in the U.S. He still hasn't yet. So, I mean, he's going to stay in the U.K. with UKAD.
I mean, he fought under the rug, undercard one time. You know what I'm saying? He fought Derek Rice.
Well, I mean, you guys condone this?
No, bro, I don't condone this shit, man.
Anyways, that's my
find out what happened, man. And why it happened.
That's my call.
And what he took and how he took it.
So what happened right there? I just got lost in that. What was y'all debate?
No, he was just asking like, was it would any commission sanction Dillian Whyte over here? And I was just like, that's why Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson went to Memphis, because they had to find a commission that was sanctioning that fight. I forgot what was going on behind that fight, but a commission over here will sanction Dillian Whyte. And I told him he fought Derek Rossi on Terrence Crawford undercard.
Yeah, no, a commission will sanction it. I think he was just getting the phrases confused. He means sanctioning body. Yeah. You know, because he kept saying title shot. And I think that, so far Dillian Whyte still remains, we need my guy. I got to hit Ben up, man. They need to update this more.
My bad. He was going to fight Derek Rossi, but he fought Malcolm Tan. My bad, bro. Damn, they all bad. My bad. Shit. Called me a liar. Who was that? Who that called me a liar?
Let me get to Bo in Bama. Talk to me.
What's going on, Bo?
What's good, fella? Shout out Tybo, Riddick Bo Mack, and Bo Jackson. I hear a lot of well, let me start with this anyway. Shout out to Eddie Hearn, man. I used to not fuck with dude, but all this scheming and scamming he doing, making boxing pretty interesting. I would love to see him fight out there in dangerous Saudi Arabia, bombs flying. Got Dillian Whyte coming in with bombs on his hands and shoots D-ball in his ass. Man, this shit is amazing. They all getting paid millions of dollars to do these things to entertain us. I hope nobody truly get seriously injured or pass away in the ring, but this shit interesting as hell, I gotta admit. I got a few questions for you, Mike. I just got 3, man.
Come on with
Can you answer these 3 questions for me?
I got you.
Yeah, I'm just looking for a yes or no. Can you answer these 3 questions for me?
I got you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Bo.
The first question: do you think that they would let their borderline low blow body shot shit go in Russia in the Yard Kovalev fight? Do you think they would let that fly?
Depends on who the referee
Hey, Bo,
is.
man, why you keep calling in every day trying to save Mike from putting his money on Yard?
Because Mike, my guy, I talk to Mike every Saturday.
Don't
bro.
do that, man. I got somebody on the line just calling in. I got a dude on the line calling in, waiting to get on. But he want to bet Mike some cash or Rooney. Got him on the line for you, Mike.
Mike's my guy, man.
They want you to put your mouth where your yard is, or your money where your yard is.
Let me hear. Okay, let me hear him.
You want to hear the bet?
I'm gonna hear the bet.
Majid, what's the bet, Majid?
Majid came back, man. But look, let me apologize to Majid. He might be mad at me, man. What's going on, Majid? Psych. Fuck your apology.
Majid, where you at, man? Got me dropping the ball here. You got to unmute, champ.
I'm gonna tell you who I'm betting. 5 dime, nigga. Y'all ain't giving me them kind of odds.
That's true. We'll be back to Majid, man. Go ahead, wrap it up, Bo.
Yep. Oscar Rivas, man. I hope they come and.
I said Bo.
Already talking about my bad.
Bo, you still there unless you done?
Yeah. Nah, I was just looking forward to the Yard Kovalev fight, man. I want my boy Scorsese to come back too. He been long gone, man. I want him to come back.
Nah, man. I don't know, man. I think I don't want to say.
He went to China and got arrested. He went to jail in China.
I think after I want to say after the Adonis thing, right? Because remember, Adonis was his guy, big time. He created the Adonis curse and all that. So I don't know if that affected him.
I ain't gonna say he created the Adonis curse, but Adonis was his guy.
No, he called. Bro. I never heard no one. I never heard no one say the Adonis curse, and maybe you misunderstood me by that. But what he called that was people who refused to face Adonis ended up suffering a loss, and he had this whole theory of that's why Kovalev lost and all these people lost because they refused to fight Adonis, and that was the Adonis curse. Like Eldila Alvarez, same thing. He had them all. He had this weird conspiracy, man. I wish he called in to bring it back up.
Hey, man, I got to go to they mentioned Deon Nicholson earlier. I got to go to see his next fight, man, especially if he fighting T-Town or the Ham or something like that. I got to go see that, man. I like what I see from him. What he's like 13 knockouts. Same resume as Anthony Yard, pretty much.
He say he moving down to 175.
I'm glad he don't get it. I want him to keep winning, so I'm glad he don't get in there with a Kovalev prematurely like oh, my bad. I'm supposed to not be helping Mike out. Yeah, but
oh man, we all family, bro. Just call in, nigga, August 25th.
Hey man, let me get out to Sydney, man. Go ahead and get your bet, champ.
What up?
Man, I'm just trying to bet Not much, Mike. I ain't mad at you, but you done got me going, so I'm ready to put my money on instead of going back and forth with you. So fuck it, we'll do 100. I start off with 100. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'll put 100 on Kovalev.
Yo, Mike face like, ho, what you talking about? He wanted bet.
Nah, that Kovalev, as I say his name, Yardy boy.
Brother.
I got 100. I got 100 on Kovalev.
How about you take your 100, put that on 5 down, and if Kovalev win, nigga, you win a lot of money. All right.
Oh man, I wanted to take your pride because you cut me off during my call, so I wanted to take your pride and your money.
I'm gonna take my 50 and put it on yard by stoppage.
You put
all right, Ness, so we know what it is. He's scared to bet man to man. But like I said, I got Kovalev. May the best man win.
$50 or making $100 is like a no-brainer.
Say again, Mike.
I can make more money by betting 5 dimes than I can betting him.
For sure. Damn, Mike, you doing 50 spot on yard.
Yeah. I'm doing straight 50 for yard.
Wow. On money line or knockout?
I want to see how it
look. Let me see if it opened up already.
I might cut it up to 25 by knockout at 25 money line, just to keep me right.
Balling, man.
Nah, I ain't balling, man. I'm just shit. Hey, you roll the dice. Who was your guy?
Who?
Ortiz and Lara.
Yeah, but what I bet on them?
At 40.
Oh yeah, but that was because the odds was good, and I remember I bet specific. I went decision and knockout or both knockouts, some crazy shit. But I mean, yeah, they played me, man. You reminded me of that shit. Why you go for Bobby?
Hey man,
let me go out to Stainless on a boomerang. Motherfucking yo, both them dudes shit the bed that night.
Yo, man. I'm still on that Eddie Hearn bullshit, man. I don't give a fuck what this nigga do. You know what I'm saying? Something need to happen to him. Not just him, but Matchroom as a whole, man. You got his pops out there talking about Slade contracts and shit. Now they out here treating every other fighter like Slade too, bro. Like, it's too much going on with that, man. And somebody need to pump fast Eddie brakes, because that nigga is going way off the rails, man. And that shit ain't cool. On top of that, you got these UK callers who scared as fuck to call in now. You know what I'm saying? They be scared to jump in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Where the love at, man? Where them thumbs up at? Now, as I always say, please make sure you push the thumbs up and share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast, because it's TBV for life. And if you ain't on Patreon, it's because you stupid. Peace.
Stainless, man, thanks for calling in. I want to thank everybody that tuned in. Stick around. You never know. We'll be back. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the show. You want to get that notification whenever we do go live. I am your host, Nesta Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO.
Yo, follow me on IG at Gross1911 or on Twitter at Gross2312. And big ups to everybody that out there in the TBV universe, man. Thank y'all for watching the show. And thank y'all for smashing that thumbs up, man. For sure.
Who we got there? Somebody just jumped in. Looks like
hey man, everybody does a Patreon, man. Give us a fight or put a fight to watch at 5 o'clock today on the Patreon page, man. Like, give us something. Like, give us some good suggestions, man. We need something that
Chicago.
Huh?
Yo, what's going on?
Who's this?
Hey, what's going on, man? This is Cook, man, from Chicago, man. Just calling in, first time caller. I wanted to say something to you guys. I haven't heard anybody say anything. Mike, since you put money on Rivas to win the fight against Dillian Whyte like other people did, if Dillian Whyte ends up popping with his B sample, can't you file a lawsuit on them as well, because you lost money on and their side basically came out popping off dirty the same way how Manny Pacquiao was saying, oh yeah, he got injured, before the fight, and then a lot of people who bet money was like, well, if that's, and you had knowledge of being injured before the fight, we losing money, then is there a way that you can be like, hey, I got to get some money off y'all because y'all actually was going in dirty, and I put money and I'm losing money. You know what I'm saying? Is there a way?
Yeah, well, in my situation, technically, online betting is not legal in my state, so I couldn't really do anything. I just got chunked up as a loss. But maybe somebody in New Jersey possibly can do something or call 5 Dimes and get their money back or whatever site they use. But I'm not sure, bro.
Okay, yeah, that was all my call, man. And thanks for putting me on the line, man. Thanks again. Bye.
Hey, bro, you say your name was Cook?
Yeah, Cooker.
Oh, they ain't dropped off. I hope it's Cook. All right. On that note, peace.
Peace, peace, peace.